Hey there, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another collection and discussion. This time on Bruce Willis, which right nowadays he's sleepwalking through most of his shit. He made quite a few damn good movies. So let's get into me showing my collection. Didn't watch too much of the TV show Moonlighting, but I know this was one of his early movies, Blind Date, with him and Kim Basinger. This is actually a pretty damn decent film. Got some good laughs out of it. Thought Bruce Willis did a very nice job. Totally opposite of his sleepwalking role nowadays. He's charming, he's funny, he's got life and energy. You also have John Larroquette, and directed by Blake Edwards. No features on this, but this is a pretty damn entertaining film, Blind Date. Fun flick. Then, of course, the Die Hard films, might as well get to them. I wish I had the other ones of these. I used to have them, but stupidly I got rid of them. Did them a dummy. But the first one, and the 5-star DVD collection. It seems like it has a lot of features, but it's a lot of stuff. Dad reel newscasts, 2 extended scenes, which aren't much. Remix your favorite scenes, which wasn't much. A technical commentary, a subtitle commentary. But still, I like the presentation. All in silver. Because long ago I was sent this. The Die Hard 25th Anniversary Blu-ray collection, which was very nice. Very nice person sent this to me as a gift. I believe it was First Power 100. I could be wrong, but I believe it was him. Because I think he sent me the Rocky set on Blu-ray and then the Die Hard set, which was really cool of him. And I don't like the fact that you have to slide the disc out, but yeah, the first movie, the underrated second film, the very fun third movie. And I saw this one in the theater, really enjoyed it to this day. Live Free or Die Hard. Unfortunately, it's the R-rated cut, because the unrated cut is not on Blu-ray as far as I know. And then bonus features. So, a decent set. Nice to see the films in HD. Wish we got more sit-down interview with Bruce Willis, the star of the movie. Sit down and talk about each of these movies. Actually, sit down and talk about Die Hard 2, Die Hard 3. How about that, Bruce? Have the uncut Live Free or Die Hard on Blu-ray. Give us a choice. Don't let us have to slide the fucking disc out. So I have issues with it, but overall, I know people don't like the cover. I actually don't mind the cover to it. So I keep the unrated cut here on DVD, which is a 2-disc. The unrated version as well as bonus features. Yeah, saw this in the theater, loved it, still enjoy it to this day. I would say it's one of my favorite action films of the past 10 years, along with Rambo 4, among many others. But really enjoyed Live Free or Die Hard. Just had a lot of fun. And I might as well show this. A Good Day to Die Hard. I am guilty. When I saw this in the theater, I was blinded, enjoyed it, defended it, said, I don't get why it has bad reviews. I'll still defend Live Free or Die Hard. Hell, I didn't know Die Hard 2 got so much flack, but I'll defend that movie. This one, it's very hard to defend, so it's easily the weakest of the Die Hard films. I would call the first 4 great action movies. This, no. John Courtney is not the problem with the film. It's just the director is an idiot named John Moore. And even though there's some action bits I don't mind, but Bruce Willis line delivery, I'm on vacation. No, you're not. Why the fuck are you saying you're on vacation? You're literally there to get your son out of jail. So why are you saying you're on vacation? That doesn't even make any fucking sense. When he says yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker, it's stolen from another Die Hard movie. I think Die Hard with a Vengeance might be Live Free Die Hard, but it's stolen. I mean, it's got a lot of fucking problems. Fuck. But yeah, good day to Die Hard. Good day to suck hard. Whatever. I will admit, I'm guilty. It did not hold up. Where to go to next? Well, two favorite Bruce Willis films of mine. Last Man Standing, Last Boy Scout. This was another very nice gift. Love these two movies. Last Boy Scout, I know everyone apparently had a shitty time making the film, but I have a great time watching the film. And Last Man Standing, I would say, is one of Walter Hill's more underrated flicks. Playing both sides, kind of like you would see in A Fistful of Dollars. And before that, Yojimbo. That's what Last Man Standing is, and I thought that was really cool. So, two good action films in my opinion. When my Dennis Quaid collection, I forgot about this movie, DOA. Completely forgot about this film. But I had this for Playing God with David Duchovny, which I wanted to give another shot to. And Color of Night, which I remember watching when I got this DVD. I didn't think it was as bad as I remembered it being. Granted, I didn't need to see Bruce Willis's dick and sex scenes. But the cast was interesting. I mean, you got Ruben Blades, Brad Dourif, Lance Henriksen, Scott Bakula, Bruce Willis as the star, some little bits of action which I didn't mind, some little thriller aspects of dealing with a serial killer. Other than the erotic stuff, this wasn't as bad as I remember, but it's a bit too long. 139 minutes. I mean, this movie does not need to be almost 2 hours and 20 minutes. It doesn't. But it wasn't as bad as I remembered either. Granted, it's the director's cut, so 15 extra minutes. Maybe that's why. So, maybe that's the problem. But, Color of Night. I've never hated this film. Hudson Hawk. I've always enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun comic book cartoon of a movie where you have bad guys nicknamed after candy bars, and Bruce Willis wanted to play Nintendo, and Bruce Willis is definitely not sleepwalking. It's total opposite. And you could tell he had passion for it. Granted, a lot of people didn't agree, and it became a big bomb, but I thought this was an entertaining movie. I liked Hudson Hawk. One of the few times Bruce Willis would sit down and talk about a movie, so it still shows how passionate he was about the flick. Granted, it's while he's playing piano or whatever, but... Then you have Death Becomes Her. I know there's a Blu-ray of this, but I don't know. I just didn't want to spend 20-some bucks on it, so I'm fine with the DVD for now. Interesting Robert Zemeckis flick, where it deals with the fountain of youth. And you have Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn. Bruce Willis right there in the middle. Definitely a different kind of Bruce Willis performance. Not your typical Bruce Willis role, which made it pretty interesting. Yeah, this is a pretty crazy flick. Death Becomes Her. Next up is The Jackal, which I want to give another watch. I remember at first not being a big fan of it, but I'll give this another chance. Bruce Willis is an assassin. Richard Gere is working with the FBI, like Sidney Poitier, to try to stop this guy. They get him out of prison because Richard Gere used to be this... He's an Irish man and used to be a terrorist. So him and Sidney Poitier sort of joined together to stop Bruce Willis. I remember the scene where Bruce Willis kills Jack Black with an automated, like, remote-controlled, like, big sniper rifle, or maybe not sniper, like, big fucking gun that was remote-controlled, and shot the shit out of Jack Black. But yeah, I'll give this another watch. I'll give this another shot. This is a film that was sent to me a while ago and I reviewed on the channel. It's a good drama dealing with the effects of the Vietnam War for a guy in country. I mean, this is overseas, so can't tell from the title, but it is in country. Directed by Norman Jewison. It has Joan Allen and Kevin Anderson. Bruce Willis gives a really good performance. Definitely a reason to see this film is to see Bruce Willis act. It's not a war movie, it's more of this guy trying to deal with the aftermath of what happened with him. And again, I do have a review of this film on my channel. I liked it. Next up is Mercury Rising. I would say one of Bruce Willis's most underrated flicks. And this actually has a making of from back in the day. This is when Universal would actually do that for movies. Not anymore, but back then they would do it. Even if they bomb, like Daylight, this one, I think Dragging the Bruce Lee story, they would actually do that, which was nice. So you have some behind, documentary from back in the day. And I enjoyed the film so much. The Blu-ray. Again, I would put this in my top 10 favorite Bruce Willis films, and it's, again, one of his more underrated flicks. I thought the kid did a good job, I will admit. Miko Hughes. Bruce Willis, Alec Baldwin. I like the little confrontation and the sort of Alec Baldwin's wine cellar, so to speak. I thought it was a pretty decent thriller. Moved at a good pace. Liked the idea, the story. Thought Bruce Willis did a really good job acting-wise in this flick. This was a film that is a decent flick. It's not one of my favorites, but this is not a bad film. Striking Distance. Found Rowdy Harrington, guy who did, I believe, Roadhouse and Jack's Back. You also have Sarah Jessica Parker, Dennis Farina, Tom Sizemore. Music by Brad Fiedel. There are no features on this, but I'm glad to have this on Blu-ray. This was a gift long ago. Very nice guy. Probably the last decent Bruce Willis film, Looper. Granted, Rian Johnson fucked up Star Wars. Well, The Force Awakens fucked up Star Wars. I'll be honest with that. But Rian Johnson just made it even worse. But I will admit, I thought this was a decent flick. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Bruce Willis. You have Jeff Daniels, Emily Blunt. This was not that bad of a movie, Looper. Not a bad movie at all. Still doesn't mean he should have done Star Wars. This is another one that when I first saw I Will Be Guilty, I defended it for some stupid reason. Cop out. When I reviewed the Kevin Smith movies and I went through all his films, I ranted on this film because it's a piece of shit. Tracy Morgan, I'm glad he got better from what happened to him with the accident, the car accident. I'm glad he's better. Professional-wise, I'm not a fan of him. I don't think he's funny. I don't think he's entertaining. I think he's rather fucking annoying. If you have maybe Chris Rock, I mean, he worked with Chris Rock in Dogma, Kevin Smith. Why do you have Chris Rock there? And Chris Rock be the serious one, and Bruce Willis kick him in the nuts, say, be Hudson Hawk. Maybe that would work better, but I know Kevin Smith didn't have a good time directing this. He really did not like Bruce Willis after it. Said it was hard to work with Bruce Willis. And considering his behavior since then, I can understand why. So, kind of feel bad for Kevin Smith. But yeah, I thought, man, an action movie, Kevin Smith, being a big fan of him at the time, he's getting to do an action movie, an action comedy, And it has Bruce Willis in it? Alright. Because I love Clerks, I love Dogma, and Clerks 2 was really good. And I was fooling myself, I was kidding myself when I first saw this, but I had to face facts. This is a horrible fucking movie. I just did not want to be disappointed. Then we get to one of my favorite Bruce Willis films of all time. I did a review for this film, The Fifth Element. This is the 2-disc DVD, which has features from back in the day about the effects, both practical and CGI, the costumes, the feature-length trivia track, camera costume set tests. I wish there were new interviews with Bruce Willis, Gary Oldman, Mila Jovovich, Chris Tucker, but that's just 2 and just 1. Love this movie, saw this in the theater back in the day. Again, I do have a review of this up on my channel. And loved it so much, needed it on Blu-ray to see in HD, looked great in HD. The Fifth Element. I kind of like the original poster better, where it was just the 3 and center and like space around them and stars. This looks a little bit too cluttered, but you know, I love the movie. Love the movie. And this one, it doesn't port over the features for some reason. Just the trivia track. And why there's no new features, I have no idea. But that's The Fifth Element. Love The Fifth Element. My favorite M. Night Shyamalan flick, Unbreakable. I know they're making a sequel, but considering M. Night's track record, I don't look forward to it. And considering Bruce Willis' track record recently, I don't look forward to it. But I do love Unbreakable. Sort of a different take on a comic book movie, superhero movie, which I enjoyed and appreciated. I reviewed this film a while ago. It's on the channel. Tears of the Sun by Antoine Fuqua. Another director who had a hard time working with Bruce Willis. Same with the director of Cop Out, Kevin Smith. Director of Striking Distance, Roddy Harrington. A lot of people have problems with Bruce Willis, apparently. But I do enjoy the film. I think it's a good war flick where these Navy SEALs try and get this doctor out, and then they have to get all these other patients out behind enemy lines in Africa. And I do think this is a really well done action film. I did a review of this, if you want to hear more of my thoughts. This is a funny comedy, the whole 9 yards. Thought Matthew Perry and Bruce Willis worked well together. Michael Clark Duncan, may he rest in peace. This was entertaining. That's what the inside looks like. But sadly, this was not the whole 10 yards. Gave it a chance because I liked the first one, but this was pretty lame. And you didn't need a sequel, and this pretty much proved it. It really did. Just not... I don't think I laughed one time in this, which is too bad. And then this is a flick no one really talks about, but it's pretty damn good. Florence Siri was the director. I don't know what else he did, but Hostage. Again, this was a nice blend of action, thriller. And no one really talks about this movie, but this is pretty damn good. Must admit, I really liked it. Let's see if you have Disney's The Kid. Nice performance by Bruce Willis. He's a high-powered, successful guy who's full of himself and meets this kid who happens to be himself at 8 years old. And sort of teaches him how to be a better human being, so to speak. Interesting idea. 16 Blocks by Richard Donner. I like the film. Sadly, Mos Def is the weakest part of it. If he just talked normally, it would have been fine, but he has this weird, I don't know how you doing, man. He's started talking like this, and excitement feel and non-stop action. I don't know why the fuck they had him talk like that. Just have him talk normal. He sounds fine normal. Would have made the film a lot better, but overall I still liked the flick. The Surrogates. I like the film okay, but this is like a less satisfying version of iRobot. That's what it seems like. Yeah, I thought it was an okay flick. I like Bruce Willis, Rhoda Mitchell, Rosamund Pike. We don't have James Cromwell, who was an iRobot in this. When the action beats are there, they're okay. Like, this one of those, it's a time waster. It's just nothing really was too memorable or just jumped at you or made a big impression. I just see people calling it mediocre, and that's justified. I would just say it's an okay time waster. But should have been a lot better. And I disagree with that. I don't know what movie they saw, but it's not this one for that. They have Lucky Number 7. Interesting flick. Morgan Freeman, Ben Kingsley, Lucy Liu, Stanley Tucci, Bruce Willis, starring Josh Hartnett. Pretty much Josh Hartnett is trapped by this assassin played by Bruce Willis. He's in the middle of these sort of two crime bosses played by Morgan Freeman and Ben Kingsley. I thought it had some nice twists and turns, and I thought the cast worked well together. And that's what made me enjoy the flick. I won't give too much away, though. Lucky Number 7. So then we have The Siege. This is a film that's definitely weird to watch nowadays because of how things are. It's definitely weird, but pretty effective flick because it deals with terrorism in New York. And this was 1998. A couple years later, you have 9/11 and martial law. And I think it's one of those, if you watch nowadays, it feels more real. Like, I think back in the day, people thought, this is fantasy. If you watch The Siege nowadays, it's much more reality, sadly. So, this is a film I'm surprised is not talked about a lot. And the cast do a wonderful job. Like Denzel, Tony Shalhoub, Bruce Willis. They do their jobs well. And it's directed by the same guy who did Glory with Matthew Broderick. So, it's not a feel-good movie. It's definitely a film that is almost disturbing to watch, almost, but maybe it's a film that should be watched a bit more, talked about a bit more. Then we have Red, which came out in 2010, which I enjoy. I thought these four worked great together. It was entertaining, had a good tongue-in-cheek quality to it. And then this one, I wanted to give it another shot. It didn't work out, but Red 2, it did not work out, man. It's still a disappointing flick. Not as good as the first one. It just didn't have that lightning in the bottle. This lightning in the bottle just didn't have that magic again, like the first one did. I disagree with this. So, wasn't big on Red 2. I forgot Sin City and Sin City 2. I have Sin City. I think I don't know if I reviewed Sin City, but I enjoy Sin City. I do have Sin City 2 because someone in a big box sent me a bunch of movies, and one of them was Sin City 2. So I do have that, but I fucking forgot. But I do have those. I like the first one. I hate the second one. I ranted on the second one. If you want to know more on why, feel free to watch that rant. Fire with Fire, which I thought was an okay direct-to-video film. Maybe because I don't mind Josh Duhamel, which he was in the Michael Bay Transformer movies. I like Rosario Dawson. Yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio, of course, is a villain. Bruce Willis, he's there. They did a paid chat, but I don't know. I didn't mind him. I should hate the film because it has 50 Cent and Vinnie Jones, and when either of those are in a movie, 9.5 out of 10 times is a shit flick. So it's not a film I could defend and say it's a gem or anything, but I thought it was okay. I like the idea Josh Duhamel was a firefighter, and he becomes a witness and witness protection, falls in love with Rosario Dawson. I thought it was okay for what it was. I've seen much worse films. Like this one, which I have because someone sent it to me long ago. I rant on this film. The rant's on the channel. Cold Light of Day. Cold Side of My Ass. Sigourney Weaver, she doesn't like to shoot guns, but she's fucking carrying a gun and shoots innocent people because she's not, that good of a person in the movie. I guess if don't shoot aliens, but it's okay to shoot people, I guess. She's even on the cover with a fucking gun. Bruce Willis, no reason for him in the flick. He's wasted. Henry Cavill, I'm not a fan of. Guy who would become Superman. Yeah. I think the film fucking sucks. The Sixth Sense. Have this for the collection. Bruce Willis collection. Saw this in the theater, thought it was okay. It was one of those things, though, that when the ending came, it was kind of ruined. Because I'm trying to let it sink in, and immediately before the credits even start, they turn the lights up, and they fade the screen. I think they even play like the commercials they played before the movie. They started playing that in the middle of the credits. So I'm like, wow, okay, I'm trying to let that sink in, but you just ruined it for me, so... Thank you, movie theater. Fuck you, fucking dick. But I'm not big on The Sixth Sense. I much prefer Unbreakable. Hell, I prefer Stir of Echoes and Kevin Bacon. But it's an okay flick. I don't hate the film. And this one I picked up because I was curious by the actors, not only Bruce Willis, but Thomas Jane. Like, who? Thomas Jane starring in a sci-fi movie with Bruce Willis, sci-fi action flick. Bruce Willis is barely in the film. He has that look for all 10 minutes he's in it. He's the villain. Thomas Jane, it's not really his movie. It's more of this lady's movie for some fucking reason. Played by Amber Childers. You have this resort where there are artificial people that you can do anything you want to these artificial things. Sex, rape, murder, whatever. One of these artificial things gets out, becomes self-aware, teams up with this cop played by Thomas Jane. They're going to take down Vice, this resort led by Bruce Willis. And it's a really shitty direct-to-video, lame-ass flick. Big surprise, which Bruce Willis has done quite a few of those, which I don't have. If someone wants to send them to me, feel free. I'm just not looking to see them anytime soon. But yeah. I mean, definitely the first 4 Die Hard films, The Fifth Element. Those are some of my favorite Bruce Willis films. Same with Mercury Rising, Last Boy Scout. But he's made quite a few good movies, sadly, nowadays. That's very rare. That sucks. That's the way it is. What can you do? By the way, thanks for watching. Take care, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.